Hello and welcome once again to nepaltraveler.com. We are back with our podcast, with our chat, the Travel Trade Talk, where we discuss the situation in the tourism industry in Nepal, the opportunities, the challenges. Joining me today is the general manager of the IHG Naxal, the Holiday Inn. And he's an interesting person because he's done almost 2 decades in the industry outside Nepal, in India and other places. But he's taken over here this wonderful property, and it'll be interesting to get his insights, his experience, and in terms of crisis handling, which at the moment the tourism industry is facing, especially the hospitality, there is a bit of a crisis in terms of the number of rooms that are being booked, in terms of the occupancy, etc. Welcome to our show, sir.
Thank you so much for having you, sir.
So maybe to start with, and we always start there, a little background to yourself, how you started in the hospitality industry and your journey a bit.
So it's a little surprising for me to come back to the hotels. I never thought of coming to the hotels. So everybody coming from the middle class family, and post my +2, I was thinking whether I wanted to go for the engineering or medicine. This is the two options typically that when we started our careers. So one of our relative, I was not good at my studies, of course, that's honestly. Then one of the relatives has suggested, why don't you try your hotel management? Oh, something is a little different out of my box. Let me try this. So that's how the hotel, I wanted to pursue hotel management. I did my IHM Visakhapatnam. Then simultaneously with the studies, I was also part of doing the a part-time job with the restaurants in Visakhapatnam itself only. So that gives me a lot of kick. So a lot of challenges while you doing the job and studies, everything. So that is how build up my career. Then post that, I was started my careers with Oberoi's. Oberoi's is one of the best platform for me to grow up as a hotel professional, what I am today. That gives me a lot of learnings in when I started my career. Throughout my career, I was part of F&B, so my base is F&B service only. During my over decade, I handled the different roles. It's been a great journey, a lot of learnings, a lot of handling the team, and of course there is the top lines, bottom lines, like a lot of learnings that so far. So far so good, and looking forward, way forward, how it look like now.
So you spent a major part of your career working in properties in India.
In India, yes.
Branded international chains. And your last...
my last assignment with Marriott Ahmedabad. So I was associated with the Marriott quite some time, more than 8 years. Started with Oberoi's, then I was with the Starwood for few years, then Marriott, then back to IHG. So that's how the career path.
And so when it comes to Kathmandu, and I think you've been here just like less than 3 months.
3 months.
How do you see, or what led you to choose to come to Nepal?
See, Kathmandu, it's when I got this opportunity, I thoroughly thought of how the market is. So basically, the Kathmandu is this market is purely based on the travel agent market. But apart from that, you will have little corporates. But I thoroughly done the little bit of homework before I coming here, and also Kathmandu treating me very well. The people are here one of the best. This is city one of the best for me now, I would say. Very polite, very humble. They have a great hospitality. They're treating here, and it's I feel like I don't feel like I'm in a different city. All the way coming from the India here, but this is absolutely one of the. I feel like at home only. So it's great treating me the Kathmandu.
So you actually had just about settled in for a month or so when there was this huge crisis. There were some political issues that happened in the country. How do you see the hotel that you've now taken over the reins of, and post the situation, the current situation, How do you see the industry? How do you see the hotel going to fare?
Definitely, there's a lot of these protests, lot of hotels is damaged in terms of the business loss and has happened. But having said, this is not continue for long, for surely, because of there is slightly, if you see from the September now October, there is a slightly the occupancy is increasing. I definitely have a confidence that moving forward, the occupancy will bounce back, and the travels will also bounce back. Recently, I have read one of the article that Diwali, the long weekend, the Pokhara has almost done the 90% of the most of the hotels and most of the restaurants has booked to the capacity. So that actually proves us that the protest is just a temporary. Of course, they're fighting for something which is good for the country, but that does not affect. It's a temporary effect which has happened. There's a lot of loss which has had also happened, but we'll definitely will bounce back a certain time. Definitely, that will see that.
So you have a confidence in the destination, and if you had to give a message to your agents, to your contacts in other countries about Nepal, what would that be?
So I would say the message is it's safe to travel definitely and safe to stay here, and protest is absolutely its certain part what not affecting for any tourism, and it is not affecting for any of the hotels. If I would say that there's one hotel by things which is targeted, but doesn't mean that every hotel is not safe. Everything is absolutely safe to travel now, and you can absolutely stay in the Kathmandu. You can travel from here to Chetwan or maybe Pokhara. You can plan your travel accordingly. Absolutely, it's safe to travel. So there's no way that thinking a second, there should not be second thought that not coming for the Kathmandu or traveling to the Nepal.
Actually, for the record, no tourist has ever been harmed or put in
Nothing.
harm's way since when we had the civil war.
True.
Even in this protest,
Nothing.
tourists were escorted
Yeah.
safely out.
It's true.
It was a domestic problem that we
And
were
also,
facing.
in fact, for us also, we were having during the protest, we were having a 91% that day,
Occupancy.
and we have a lot of European guests, and we have a lot of expats which is guests there. A lot of everybody is having the panic about the situation, how what is happening, everything. We took care of them and we've been passing the messages what is happening at the current situations, and we given the a few instructions when to travel, when not to travel, and also the best thing about the Nepal and the country has done it for the tourist. Immediately within 24 hours they given the open to they can travel here, and we escorted from the respective embassies they wherever they want to travel. We arrange the all the tourist guides and with the all everything to the airport or embassies, whatever they want. So that is one of the, and there's nothing any damages that is happened in the with the tourist or for the who's are traveling to Kathmandu or Nepal, nothing as such anything. So that is the best thing about the
destination.
Kathmandu and the city, and that's how the hotel is we operate.
Going forward, sir, there has been some amount of concern, there has been some dip in the demand in the bookings.
Yeah.
How does that change your role now as the GM, and what else will you need to do to get back on track?
It's the right question. Yes, a lot of we are a drop into the corporate segment and leisure. That segment is both are we drop into everything. A few groups still in that moment is happening. So our aim basically to strategize how we need to get back those. Ensure that the message should go over them, the traveling here back to the Kathmandu for any of your corporate or maybe leisure, that it's safe to travel. That message that we already giving that by email or what all the phone call or all the sales team is getting that. We are proactively approaching the all the connecting with the travel agent, whosoever coming here, whatever the business that we get, actively looking for that business. Apart from that also, we are making the few strategies internally to how the business can get back to earth with coordination of the revenue, with the sales team, how the market is, everything. So this will, I am very confident this all the strategies and these messages will bounce back what we want, looking for the target our segments. So definitely we'll back from that part.
And you are from an F&B background. I believe this hotel also has a strong F&B presence, and it's well appreciated by the domestic travelers, people who come in for a good meal. What plans do you have on that front?
So we have a great F&B, and definitely we have one of the few Asian is one of our top notch restaurants, and as well as we have a Coffee Express, and we have the small banquets. So we wanted to take this to the next level, and definitely we have a plan. Earlier, before the protest, we had a lot of plans to be. We had made a F&B calendar, marketing calendar, how we want to uplift our F&B in terms of the food promotions and beverages promotions. Though this is not the right time for us to implement this, but definitely in months time, maybe probably by next year, we will have a great plan that we wanted to introduce. We will also planning to introduce a branch, or we will having a lot of food promotions. We'll have a lot of theme brunch that we have a plan for our restaurants and the bars also. And apart from that also, we are planning the plan of changing the menu, getting the new things for the few Asians, and as well as the our express cafe also. We wanted to introduce few things which is not there, but I don't want to disclose that.
Right
If I do that, so that surprise will go out of. So that definitely will give us the kick back on the F&B to improve also. That
So you are certainly hyping up, moving towards more on
absolutely,
F&B.
absolutely. And for the catering, yes, we are targeting the for all the social or corporates, every segment that we are targeting that part also. So that will give us more boost on the F&B.
On the other side, sir, if you've met, and I believe the GMs are always in conversation, sharing information. As an industry, the hotel industry of Nepal, I mean, what's the feedback coming out of GMs, and what are they expecting, and what do they say we should be doing as an industry, not just as a private one individual hotel, but as an industry?
So I think the message is like no, it's a positive. But again, everyone has their own individual thought process to operate the hotels, everything. But the overall message is positive. The entire city is doing about 30-40% what currently. Everybody chasing the same business because of it's a very limited hands of that business, everything. I would say like no structurized the hotels is like no, you have the 5-star hotel, you have the everything, you have a 4-star, you have a standalone hotel. I only look into the you should take the business what you are supposed to take that. So that will give you stand in the market, will also represent you as a brand what you represent. That will give you that also. As a conversation, we have a healthy conversation wherever I'll meet everything. Every has their own like no picking the business, how all the talks that it happens. So that's how I'll go on that part. So absolutely, it's a great conversation what we had.
So one thing that actually I wanted to talk about in terms of all the hotels, is there an agreement that at least we will try to hold the rates? Because whenever there's a crisis, and Nepal, even before the political protest, etc., had an oversupply of hotel rooms. True. And the burning issue was always holding on to a rate. True. So, I mean, have the GMs of all the hotels, the owners, do you feel that there's a stand that no, we should not drop the rates?
So I would, it's too early to judge, and I should not be comment on that part. As I said, like no, everyone has to operate their own hotels, and they have to take their own decisions apart. But you rightly said that a certain rate should not be dropped down. Yes, that will there. And we always, as compared to our Holiday Inn Express, we never drop down on that part of the rates, everything. We always maintain the certain rate standard as a standard. Whether it's pick up, with not picked up, everything that has to be there, because of if you drop down the rates also will not give you a good impression in the market. That will like no, you would only end up losing the business, everything. There's nothing much, everything. So based on that, everything. It depends on the individual how they wanted to operate, and for us, I believe that we should not be dropping unless there is absolutely crisis, everything. But you will, as a team, that we have a team, we have a revenue, we have a sales team. Based on their suggestions, we take a call accordingly. So absolutely, that is fine.
As a final question, sir, how do you personally see Nepal now that you've come to Nepal and you're going to be part of this city? Yeah. I think your family had come, so. Because that's the message that we'd like to share with the guests who come as tourists. So what is your impression of Nepal?
I personally feel it's one of the safest, and I've been with my family now currently. So it's one of the safest place. Great place to be here, and great place to be working with here. The people are, like I already said, that the people are very humble, very warm here, and they always support each other. There is nothing like no look back or anything. I feel that this is one of my second home now to be in the Kathmandu. and working with the IHG brand with one of the, and this is my first time being in the IHG. Great like time I am having. I I hope the same will continue moving forward, and we create a more records. What do we say that everything with this hotel, and once situations everything has come up, definitely things will improve over that. So great. I have so far 3 months, precisely 2.5 months. Great experience that I had it. Absolutely.
Thank you so much, and all the best. We all hope that the destination
Thank you
makes a
so
bounce
much.
back.
And
Thank you so
thank
much,
you so
sir.
much. Sir. Thank you so much.